looking for Stones. On that effort from Mahrez, floats agonisingly wide. A moment to savour. Chelsea, UEFA Champions League winners 2021.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Sigma Footy, the home of the unfiltered, biased but passionate football stream. So yesterday it ended. The Champions League has once again gone to the blue side of London, Chelsea Football Club, as they have beaten City and they have made City to wait longer for their first trophy. So, but yesterday was a game we all saw that we were quite surprised, right? I mean, like City was the favourites going to this game, but it was a very comfortable game for Chelsea. I mean, there's no excuses there. Chelsea dominated off the ball, on the ball. They were the only team they were playing. City were totally nullified. We will get into City's problems later. But let's start with Chelsea and with Anand. Congrats on your amazing win. What a season you guys have gone through. Y'all sacked the manager early on. Y'all have, starting of the season, y'all signed so many of these so-called fancy names. It didn't work out, but in the end, you guys are living with the Champions League trophy. So let's start with you now, Chan. How you feel the game went, and from a Chelsea's point of view, did you feel you guys got everything spot on?
Yeah, very happy, of course, Ivan, very happy. So for those who watched the previous video, right, you would know how much of confidence I had, and that did not go in vain. Even before the match, I knew for sure that this is no other way than no other way for Chelsea. I mean, City would not go through, but you guys didn't see it then, but now it's becoming real. To be honest, yesterday's winning, right, actually it was more than better on the previous occasion when we won 2012. That's because as a Chelsea fan, I had to go through on other football fans saying that it was a fluke that Chelsea won against Bayern in their home. But with yesterday's win, right, that caution or that saying is no more. Chelsea has proven that we can come back again and win again, especially among the London teams who are some yet to even win the Champions League. But before going that, right, Chelsea with this team, I think one thing I like to say, despite of Tuchel's achievement and his work with the team, I do believe that we have to give respect to Lampard also for putting up such a team. Tuchel actually inherited that team which came up with strong caliber. It had a lot of strong caliber, which I think would have been even great when we were having the same team in 2012. But that was a whole different story and a whole different situation right back then. So with that, I think this win should go to both the managers as well, both the Lampard and Tuchel as well. But I think now it's proven that Tuchel is good as what we can see, and it's looking forward for the next season what he can do more with Chelsea.
So looking at the lineup, I mean, first we saw that Jorginho started. I think that was quite a surprise. Jorginho started. Werner, I feel personally he had a very terrible game. Okay, but I feel Howard's performance was something we all should take a note on. I mean that age, not only the goal, his all-round play and contribution was quite significant, and he really contributed in this Chelsea win. Were you surprised by Howard's inclusion and his impact on this game?
Howard's inclusion was actually a surprise for me as well. As among the others, I would think that Pulisic would play, but something that Tuchel knows that we oversee or we don't know. That is why he is among the best. I think with Havertz playing that role, right, his movement was more free at the forwards compared to Pulisic. I can see, and that became like a compensation for what Werner could not do. Werner can pull off all the fast runs, and if you see the goal, right, actually Ruben Dias was marking Werner, who was the dummy in that attack, and Mason Mount's intelligence of making that pass to Havertz is what led us the entire cup win. So
to actually win this game, it's not really, as a neutral, we are not really surprised that you guys won, but it's the way you guys won. It's like was so comfortable. It totally contradicts with the 2012 side, where you guys really had to rely on all the luck in the world. But comparing player by player, at that time you guys had Drogba, now Werner, that time Lampard, now Jorginho. But as a team, as a collective, I feel like you guys were so good last night. You guys executed your plan perfectly. I think so. We need to touch about City. So let me go to Raj. Raj, you told us this season that City is playing amazing football, like Guardiola's style and system of play is like out of this world. And you say like the Champions League is the only thing that can, but now it's the proof showing that he just remains already 10 decades, no Champions League. And the Champions League that he has won was with the prime Barca team. So how much did this come to that it is about his management, but not about the players who were playing? Because I feel personally it was the players who got him the cup. Yes, there was a system, but he's unable to execute this with another team. So what do you feel, Raj?
Okay, first of all, congratulations to Chelsea, Anand. But today is a bad day for me. I lose a 50 ringgit to my friend for betting against supporting Chelsea. I lose 50 ringgit. But Manchester City, everything was terrible for Manchester City from the starting, because I think the first is Pep messed up with the lineup, because I think you should play with the Fernandinho, experienced player that to control tempo. We have seen Fernandinho against PSG. See how he annoyed Verratti, right? So sometimes you need some experienced player to control the tempo. Chelsea has a very good plan. Ben Chilwell marking Mahrez, and James marking Sterling, Rudiger marking Foden
in the pocket,
and Kante marking De Bruyne. And Pep knows that De Bruyne gonna have a hard game, because that Kante gonna mark him very well. But he thinks that Gundogan and Bernardo Silva could penetrate Chelsea. There's no way that the Chelsea's City could play against Chelsea, because Chelsea is kryptonite for City. We have seen that 2 times they lost, and MU also have beat Chelsea the way they play, exactly the same way. We play defense and score against MU, win against City. So Pep never learned that his system has flaws against defense team. The only way you can beat Chelsea is getting a lot of crosses, like Mahrez and Sterling. No need to penetrate the defense all the time. Try to make crosses. Try to put Aguero there. Then Gundogan could extra man there. Now Fernandinho could be extra man there on the box. It's not like playing your own philosophy on the final day. You think that De Bruyne could play or could be a big player, play making to create chances. There's no way against that, because Chelsea has shows that they are playing very, very well against attacking team. So Pep messed up. Actually, I don't think that City gonna think that gonna keep Pep for another season. But he has been very consistent for EPL. Yeah, because not all the team play like Chelsea. Yeah, they have their own philosophy. But I think for EPL, yeah, Pep suits a go, because they got the money. They could buy his players that he want. But in Champions League, it's different story. When you play against a defensive team, you have to play their tempo, not your tempo. If you play against their tempo, you have to control the game as much you can and create chances. I think the only way to beat Chelsea team is set piece, corners, and make a lot of crosses. I think not only making you beautiful passes, no way can you make a beautiful pass in that game. Chance.
You shall not pass!
I think congratulations to Tuchel and his team, and also for his owner that making a very good decision that sack Lampard and bring Tuchel, because Tuchel has reactivate his team by bringing Alonso, Rudiger. All these guys are fading away, but he bring their character again his team and give confidence to these older players to make the team stronger. So that's all.
Yeah, for me, I feel like
and Kante,
like,
and Kante, Balon D'Or for Kante.
yes. But Kante for Balon D'Or trending now.
Kante for Balon D'Or. Come on, guys, support him. Kante. Nowhere, no other player this season lah. The stats lah.
Yeah, Raj. Just to add on that, right? I mean, this is a high caliber match. This is a Champions League final. I feel Pep, right? Like he's so engrossed in himself, his own ego. How can you start this kind of match with no defensive midfielder and a striker in a Champions League final match?
Yes.
And
Yes.
this also shows the how much the difference a owner that really cares for the club can make, because we have seen this season. I mean, Lampard is the Mr. Chelsea, right? He's considered the greatest ever Chelsea player. No results out of the door, and we see now how much it has changed the result out of it. So Kevin, I want to come to you regarding this. We can see the owner how much he can contribute to the club, and looking like how do you feel as an Arsenal fan, right? Seeing this, Chelsea has officially overtaken you guys now. We can all, I think, there's no denying now. Okay, in London, Arsenal.
Despite Arsenal do future us.
No, we're not talking about that now.
We Arteta beat Chelsea. Okay, don't forget that, Kevin, please.
So Kevin,
yeah,
please.
definitely. I mean, yeah, okay. Well, congrats to Chelsea, of course. And An's going to be a happy kid right there. But yeah, so London is blue for now. Let's see how long it can go. But owners really, he made a massive change where, like how we say, Lampard is a legend, Chelsea, but nothing is given. So they just had to sack him. Don't care who he is, but because of the club. So this is how it needs to be.
Yeah.
And yes, Arsenal, they are just, the owners are not very stingy in the managing for the actual manager, great manager to get. Like they want to go with someone new to build the club, but it will not go ahead with Arteta, who is still very new. And we need players. Definitely, players is one of it. But the contribution for owner is a must. So this is where we got to respect like Chelsea, even though they had a bad season previous, or they won a Europa League, also they just continue to get even better players. And yeah, Tuchel really made a huge impact. The turning point for Chelsea. From the league, they recovered from 8th and finishing 4th. That is definitely a good recovery. And wow, they won a Champions League, and everyone thought it's just like gone for them.
In the past 10-15 years, right, I think easily Chelsea has been the most successful English team. I mean, compared to all the English team they're just like a trophy magnet club already. But coming to Tuchel, okay, I'll go to Boom. Okay, just to want to hear from you regarding, because we have seen the last 3 Champions League winners, all managed by a German manager. Okay, like 3 years ago was Klopp, then last season Flick, and this time Tuchel. 3 with different kind of style. I mean, Klopp was more to pressing. Hansi Flick is more to attacking. Tuchel is more defensive. So, Boom, do you feel like German managers are currently the best in the world right now?
Like as of that fact, right? Of these German managers winning the Champions League, I don't see that as a big factor, because it is just with what you have, what players you have, right? So like Chelsea, I told Anand in quarterfinals, when I saw the game against Atletico Madrid, I don't know, I had a very strong feeling from the first leg itself. I told Anand, I am pretty sure that Chelsea has high chance to win this Champions League, even though back then there was Real Madrid. I remember telling Anand, and I even told you, I feel Chelsea is a dark horse team. Seeing the way after Tuchel came in, right, he steadied the defense. There was a major difference. They never conceded for 8 games in EPL. Only one blooper was the 5-2 loss against West Brom. But apart from that, Chelsea is almost like you cannot penetrate easily. It's like you don't get goals against them so easily. So these German managers, I'm not sure about the factor of how German managers can change a team. But for Chelsea, sacking Lampard is a good thing, because Lampard has no experience managing a tier 1 team. He has experience managing Derby, but not a tier 1 team. So you can see in Juventus this season how a team winning the Serie A for almost 7 years straight, losing the title, and they sacked him because they almost lost almost lost from the race to top 4. They were actually blessed by the draw by Napoli to Verona. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it to the top 5. Top 4. So congrats to Chelsea, but the win was not a surprise. I'm not sure who sees that as a surprise, but because I don't favor this Guardiola's team. He has, as you said, Ivan said earlier, he has his one ego. Yesterday when I saw the lineup itself, I can see that Chelsea should have put a statement to them. I mean, to City, that don't underestimate us. If Werner scored, if the Pulisic also scored, but I feel the goal could have been prevented if the keeper stayed on his line. There's no need to push so high.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, lah. If they considered from the goal from Pulisic, it is understandable. But that goal, I feel like that goal can be easily prevented. You can just stay in your line. No need to push so far. That's my opinion, lah.
Yeah, and even if a DM was there, right, he could have intercepted the pass because it was like so
Yes.
open. Mount had like the Grand Canyon to pass at, so open like that.
So open, yes,
Yeah,
correct.
exactly.
So now we will come. Okay, we have already seen the Chelsea point of view and City's point of view, unfortunately. But now let's see totally from a neutral point of view. We'll go to AC. Okay, AC. You predicted AC that you wanted Chelsea to win, but you predicted City to win 2-1. So how do you feel, Chan? Like what really went wrong from City?
So I think Raj summarized it pretty well. I think just like how we spoke last week about Ole getting his tactics wrong for the Europa League final, I think this time around Guardiola got it all wrong for the Champions League final.
So Manchester
They
curse.
literally did not turn up for the final. Only Chelsea turned up. Similar to the Europa League as well. How Villarreal turned up, Chelsea came up with a particular game plan. They came there, executed it well. Whereas City just I don't know what happened to City, right? That wasn't the City that we usually see them playing even in the Premier League. I think, I don't know, it could be the fact that this is a set of players that have never played in the Champions League final. I mean, same goes to Chelsea as well. But again, maybe it's just in the history of the club. City has never been in this kind of stage, right? They have not been a club that have been in this kind of level. So maybe they couldn't take the pressure. But for me, the main point came from how Guardiola got it all wrong. He has played Fernandinho or Rodri in 59 of the 60 games that City played this season.
Oh.
And for the final of the Champions League, he decides to not play any one of them. That is so mind-baffling.
How? Like,
See, I just think that Guardiola really underestimated Chelsea. And not only Guardiola, I think the entire City team did that. So even to Baum's statement on how Ederson should have just stayed at his line, he doesn't have to come forward and all, right? I just feel like the entire City team, including their manager, just became very overconfident. They thought that this Chelsea team just doesn't have it. But I'm so glad that Chelsea went in there and proved them really wrong. And if Werner had just done what he's supposed to do, it would have been such a comfortable win for Chelsea. So, like Ivan mentioned, I don't think it's a surprise that Chelsea won, but it's the way they won, where City did not even trouble Chelsea's keeper. So that was pretty nice to watch, just to sort of give a statement to Guardiola that, he's not the king of football like how he thinks it is.
like a big slap in the face, right? I mean, he's trying this false line. He's trying to force this false line thing so much. I don't think it's really pleasing in the eyes also seeing the City's game. And I feel
not
the
sure
key
what Sterling brought to the team, lah. Like, I don't know, like it's not one or two games. So many games that Sterling has failed to produce anything against big teams. I'm saying, it's time for City to learn that this Sterling is not the way to go forward for their team. They must get a player who is capable of producing in the bigger games. Sterling is not that, and I hope Gareth Southgate learns that and does not use the Sterling in Europe.
Yes.
There's
It's
no
not
doubt
coming
now.
out, bro.
There's no doubt now that Sancho should be the automatic starter compared to Sterling.
Sancho, Grealish. I mean, it's time to give chance for players like Grealish, lah. Enough.
Yes,
of
And
Sterling.
Bayaka Saka.